Monkey.
Hello everyone, Codename Monkey back again with another Path of Exile video. Today's topic is going to be all about currency and how to line your pockets with plenty of it. These are the top 5 fastest ways I use to earn currency in Path of Exile. Please note, this is simply my opinions and strategies that I use to obtain Chaos and Divine Orbs. This is not a get-rich-quick video. This is simply a guide on where to start farming your PO income. For the purpose of giving as much detail as I can, I've left out crafting from this video. We wouldn't want to cut corners now, would we? Well, here we are back again. Essence, my old friend. Oddly, sounds like at the beginning of a sad song. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll see mention of a few of these moneymakers listed here today. However, Essence is going to cover the specifics on making quick currency. Essence will require a small investment in order to utilize its true potential. By investment, I simply mean the purchasing of Remnants of Corruption. At the time of recording, Remnants of Corruption are valued at around 1 Chaos Orb each. Now, you may be asking, okay, that's all well and good, Monkey Boy, but what's the purpose of buying these? To answer that, let's go to the root source of what makes these remnants valuable in the first place. When used on a frozen essence monster, these remnants have a few possible outcomes. It can upgrade the tier of the essence trapped within, it can provide additional essence types, and it can also change current essence types. Sometimes these changes come in forms of what I like to call special essences. We'll discuss this in more detail momentarily. In addition to buying Remnants of Corruption, you can also provide yourself with more bang for your buck by choosing the Essence modifier in the map device. This modifier costs 3 Chaos Orbs per map and offers 3 additional essences throughout your maps. Not too shabby for 3 Chaos. Okay, so let's do the math here. If you bought a total of 9 Remnants of Corruption and used 1 Essence map modifier, your total value spent would be 12 Chaos Orbs effectively. So, when running your map, how does this translate to profit? Let's see an example. Notice here I stopped to corrupt each trapped monster regardless of the number of essences within. Notice on a few of these when triggered, the boss is duplicated, effectively doubling your dropped essences. Now, for sake of example, let's say we run the map and manage to collect essence from 5 different trapped monsters. Let's also say only 2 of the 5 monsters were duplicated, meaning essences dropped twice. As long as we make a net profit of over 12 Chaos per map, we're already in profit land. Now, in all of the times I've ran maps and included essences, I've always came out with more profit than loss. Another big contributor to this is the Atlas skill tree. Remember, when running maps, the Atlas tree is very important. You should always tailor the content you want to do around this tree. That way, you can maximize prizes while also minimizing efforts. Before moving on, I just wanted to offer one more quick tip about the Atlas skill tree specifically. When finding one essence node, clicking in the center will light up all other essence nodes on the Atlas skill tree. This is great for finding exactly where each one of them are. That way you can start reading what each one of these points will do. Now, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Where were we? Ah, yes, Expedition. Being one of my favorite types of content in Path of Exile, I'm going to explain how this method is extremely desirable, especially for new players. For this method, we're going to be focusing on Tujin today and his expedition mechanic known as haggling. For more information on haggling and how this mechanic works, I've posted 2 videos in my content guide series covering more in-depth details on expedition. So you may be wondering, what makes Tujin so good? Why choose him over Ra, Gwenin, or Danig? Tujin offers different currency types, essences, gems, stack decks, and more. This is a great way to farm currency in a short amount of time. The way we do this is by having Tujin's unique inventory refresher known as exotic coinage. Keep in mind, you will need to build up your exotic coinage through short expeditions or logbooks. I typically save them until I have 10 to 20 to be able to do a mass roll of his inventory. As displayed in this clip, when rolling for currency, you'll notice I'm skipping a vast majority of what's being shown. This is because I'm looking for specific types of items. In your position, you may want to take more types of currencies, gems, essences, and more. Just know, when doing this, your scythe artifacts go quickly. You will want to make sure that you're continuing to do expedition maps and logbooks to replenish these scythe artifacts. Here you can see after several inventory refreshes, we hit a divine orb. Awesome. The only thing invested here is time. Though you're more than welcome to purchase exotic coinage on PoTrade, I would advise against this as it will slow your currency gains and isn't consistent enough to proclaim viability. Hey doctor.
What is it now, you insufferable monkey?
Do you have any doctor cards?
Oh yes, laugh it up. It's so funny for you to say that card just because it's named after me. And no, to answer your question, I do not have any doctor cards. I haven't seen any doctor cards all league. Go fish, monkey.
Okay, geez. Sorry for asking.
These people came to learn how to make more currency so that they can buy doctor cards, you fool. What are you doing squabbling about a card game? Shouldn't you be talking about divination cards and stacked decks? Get back to work, you worm.
Don't mind him, everybody. He's just mad because I won against him in a game of Operation earlier. It's kind of embarrassing considering he's a doctor. Anyways, yeah. Let's get back to the real reason you're here. Divination cards and stacked decks, and how you can make money from them. No doctor's feelings were hurt in the making of this video. Probably one of the best ways, in my opinion, to stack up your currency quickly is by accumulating and selling your stacked decks. Now, as some of you might have already seen, I've opened hundreds of stacked decks on my videos and even more behind the scenes. Take it from me, I do love opening the card packs to see what we can get. However, if you're short on chaos or even divine orbs in some cases, selling your stacked decks can be an effective way of earning your early game currency. For players who do not have the premium stash tabs, this doesn't mean you're unable to sell your items. At a current rate of 2.5 chaos orbs per stacked deck, the best way to try and sell these cards is by making a post in trade chat. To do this, press enter to open chat. Make sure a $sign is typed to bring up the trade chat. From here, it's pretty easy. Just tell everyone how many you have to sell and at what price you're asking for. To prove to you how quick and easy this method is, I will do this right now. Currently, I only have 15 stacked decks banked in my current stash tab. That's partially because I do open quite a lot. But for sake of this example, I'm going to show you just how quickly players jump on these cards. I will post the ad in trade chat. Now we wait. Sometimes you're not guaranteed to get an instant hit. This could be because of the time of day, player activity, or just people being busy. Another reason could be because you have a low card count, but generally speaking, anything over 20 to 30 chaos in value is worth stopping by to either purchase or sell. One quick tip about selling. If you notice you aren't getting any responses, try switching to a different trade channel. To do this, open chat and right-click on the Trade tab. This will type the trade number in chat, and you can backspace and type a new number. For example, if it says you're in Trade Chat 1, you can remove the 1 and put a 3 in its place. This will move you to Trade Channel 3. Nice. Now, about the divination cards. You'll often notice that you get a lot of the same cards. Anything from a stack of 40 wisdom scrolls to 3 orbs of fusing. However, there will be some cards that you can trade to other players for currency or by exchanging them to the vendor for currency. A big example of this that you've probably heard of before would be Brother's Gift. This is a 1-of-1 divination card that provides 5 divine orbs when exchanged to Lily Roth in your hideout or to Suni at Highgate. Another example of this will be a card known as Chaotic Disposition. This is also a 1-of-1 divination card that can be traded for 5 chaos orbs. I typically save these up for emergency exchanges, sometimes if I get low on chaos. Some other examples come from selling cards to players. Something like Assassin's Favor that grants a random unique dagger that requires 9 cards to exchange to the vendor. This can currently be sold at a rate of 1 chaos per card. Another could be Hubris, a card requiring 5 total to exchange that grants a random unique ring. Current value of these cards are going at a rate of 1 to 2 chaos per card. At the end of the day, regardless of the card, I've got to think there's someone out there looking for it. Keep this in mind if you're obtaining but not doing anything with certain cards. Who knows? You might be sitting on a gold mine. Oftentimes, I'll go back through all my cards that I have and I'll find some that I didn't even think were valuable. And then when I look up the price, there it is, 150 chaos for this one, 20 chaos for that one, 2 divines for this one. It's just a matter of looking through all your cards and doing some research. After that, you'll get the hang of it in no time. With all that being said, I think I've talked so much that I don't know where I am. If only I had a map? Okay, this one's going to be a bit silly and straightforward, but very important. Step 1, run maps. Step 2, clear maps. Step 3, pick up the loot. Step 4, profit.
It's just that simple, boys. It's just that simple.
Effectively, you will be earning currency quickly by just running maps. Crazy concept, right? Additionally, you will be receiving all kinds of map tiers and all kinds of different maps themselves, some of which you will find are a pain in the oh, it must be reflect. It's reflect elemental damage. I forgot to check. Inside your tier 14 maps, this will also give you the opportunity to run them with Searing Exarch. A more familiar term for this is called red altars. These are the monsters that pop up from thin air and sometimes offer you the chance to modify the map minions, the Exarch minions, or even the boss. This red altar add-on is the way you're going to make fast and consistent forms of bubblegum currency, divination cards, and exotic currencies. For the best possible outcome on loot, I advise always taking the choice of Exarch minions or the boss. The minions will spawn frequently all over the map and have a chance/percentage to drop goodies. The boss modifier offers the chance to get extra currency and divination cards. When your stock of unused maps start to pile up, consider selling them. I typically try and sell maps in bulk at around 5 to 10 or 20 plus. When learning pricing for different maps, it's always best to start with plain white maps. If you have the chisels to increase quality to 20%, this could be an added reason for people to purchase your maps. Most tier 11 plus maps can be sold ranging from 1 chaos each all the way to 20 chaos each. It will take some time to understand prices, but some of this is a hidden supply and demand market as well. For a better understanding of this market, it's always good to check out other Path of Exile content creators to see what maps they prefer and what maps they explain are best for running XYZ content. As I've personally mentioned, Beach, Cemetery, Strand, and Toxic Sewers are my go-tos when completing certain types of content. For a white map tier 16 beach map with 0% quality, these are currently being sold for 5 chaos orbs apiece. Imagine if you had 30 beach maps. That's a net profit, in theory, of 150 chaos. That's nearly a divine. And that's just one style of map. That's not even including unique maps, conqueror maps, corrupted maps, delirium maps, blight maps, and invitations. The possibilities are endless, and so are the amount of chaos and divine orbs you will get from reselling these unused maps. Now I know what you're thinking. This isn't just 5 fastest ways. It's 11 or 12 or 15. I realized I added in a few extra aspects to this, but I wanted to make sure you had plenty of information to take away from this video. Let's get into gems. Gems drop frequently while mapping, in corrupted areas, or in areas of content like Blight, Expedition, Legion, and Strongboxes. One thing people tend to forget about, myself being one of them, is always leveling gems in your maps. What do I mean by this? When all of your gems have hit max rank, sometimes in some cases even rank 21, most people will just keep their gems in their armor and weapons and keep mapping. But what they fail to realize is, when opening your inventory to display your weapons and offhand, you will see at the top it says inventory with the Roman numeral 1 and a Roman numeral 2 grayed out. What does this mean? Well, if you hit that 2 that's gray, this will switch to a different main weapon and offhand. And with this, you can equip an additional bow, an additional one-handed weapon with a shield, and then you can put gems in there to actively level these gems while you're mapping. Now, one-handed weapons can only hold a maximum of 3 gems, and that's why offhand shields or offhand weapons can also hold 3. Two-handed weapons like bows, two-handed swords, mauls, those can all be 6-link, holding 6 gems. But that's all you can level at a time, right? Wrong. Wait, what do you mean wrong? How can it be more than 6? Well, I'm going to tell you. You can actually level up to 9 at a time. But Monkey, how is this possible? It's simple. Maloney's Mechanism Ornate Quiver. This is a unique quiver that allows for 3 additional gem slots to be added for leveling. Keep in mind, when the gem reaches level 20, you can vendor it with 1 gem cutter prism to set the level back to 1 and give it 20% increased quality. It would be wise to do some research on popular skill gems and support gems to level the ones for the best profit. Now, scarabs. As you may already know, scarabs are objects that give certain modifiers to your maps. Anything from additional strong boxes to a blight encounter to elder influence. There are 4 tiers of scarabs: rusted, polished, gilded, and winged. To keep things short to the point, this method is simple. Plug in the scarabs into your map that juice them and give you additional chances for drops, and sell the scarabs that you don't use. Some of these can be valued at anywhere from 5 chaos apiece to 20 chaos apiece, all the way up to 50 and 60 for winged. So this is a great way for you to make early game currency or give you a cushion for late game when you get that 1 winged scarab drop. Nice. Next up on the list is incubators. Directly dropped from content like Legion, utilizing these can also grant passive income while mapping. The way they work is by right-clicking the one you want to use. For this example, we'll say Diviner's Incubator, which offers stacked decks as a reward. Think of these like eggs that have to be heated to hatch, except the heating process is killing X number of monsters. Once the goal is reached, the egg will crack, open, and drop your loot. Depending on the incubator, it could be currency, 6-link chess pieces, fossils, catalysts, scarabs, and more. Finally, we have fragments. When used in the map device, it can increase map quality to find items by 5% for sacrifice fragments and 10% for mortal fragments. You can also use these to be combined, if you have all 4 pieces, to start a special map with an in-game boss that drops specific types of loot. However, this is a currency making guide. So for the 2 fragment types mentioned above, we can use these to juice maps, and anything higher tier, we can sell them. Again, this is just in the cases of you not using them and needing the chaos. If you want to run them, be my guest. But the loot obtained is a gamble compared to the consistent stream of currency you'll get by selling them.
While there is still no word on the virus, government officials report the virus is not airborne.
In summary, there's a lot of value in these methods of making currency. One more thing I wanted to put out there, while all the janitors are cleaning up the stage, is that whether you learn something today or not, I hope you've gotten new information on ways you can improve your overall experience and gameplay in Path of Exile. With every new day comes a possibility of new players, not to mention one day closer to Path of Exile 2. For those new to my channel, or even my content, I plan on releasing content on a weekly basis. Though I would love to put out more content for you guys, I want to give you something each week you can both enjoy and learn something from. A new perspective, a new set of eyes that have their vision on the prize. We all know you're looking for that headhunter in mage blood, but the beauty of this game is I'm not just teaching, but I'm also still learning with all of you. I encourage any feedback in the comments, as well as additional methods you think could benefit our community members. I have a new update in the near future I hope you guys enjoy. For now, I will say I'm working on setting up a Discord server, configuring a guild for Path of Exile, working on exclusive follower, subscriber, and community engagement perks, and more. I don't want to spoil all the fun, but just know with each view, each like, each comment, each sub, you're making the journey that much more enjoyable for me. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and until next time, this is Codename Monkey, signing off.